You walk into a thrift store on a rainy day. You're not looking for anything in particular. Maybe just a mug or a little picture frame, something cozy. But then you spot it. A dusty colander, a chipped teacup, a broken chair, and somehow something inside you says, this belongs in the garden. And that's where the magic starts. Because today you're not just thrifting. You're solving problems. You're saving money. You're turning trash into treasure and transforming your patio, balcony, or backyard into something that looks straight out of a magazine but costs less than lunch. So stick with me, friend, because I'm about to share 15 unbelievable thrift store garden hacks that truly solve everything. Watering, organization, decorating, even those dead zones you've never known what to do with. And by the time you hit hack number 15, you won't just be looking at thrift stores differently. You'll be looking at your entire garden differently. Let's begin. 1. The Colander hanging planter. You know that old metal colander? The one with handles and a few dents? Don't walk past it. Grab it. Because guess what? That thing already has perfect drainage holes built right in. All you need is a chain, a liner, and a strong hook. And suddenly you got a breezy, modern hanging planter that's perfect for trailing ivy, strawberries, or vibrant petunias. Add a bit of jute twine around the rim for charm, or spray paint it matte black for that upscale look. Either way, it's cheap, it's easy, and it looks like you bought it from an expensive garden boutique. 2. Teacup succulent garden. There's something magical about mismatched teacups. Maybe it's the stories they carry. Maybe it's the elegance. But when you plant a tiny succulent in one, suddenly it becomes an enchanted moment. Line up a few on a windowsill. Cluster them on a rustic tray. Give one away as a gift. These little living teacups need hardly any soil, and they thrive on neglect, just like thrifted treasure. Bonus tip, no drainage holes, no worries. Just pop some pebbles at the bottom before the soil, and your succulents won't complain one bit. 3. The frame that became a vertical garden. Picture this, a giant wooden thrift store frame. Maybe it used to hold a painting or a dusty old poster. Now, it's your next show-stopping vertical garden. Remove the glass and backing. Staple in some chicken wire or mesh. Fill the backside with moss and lightweight soil. Then carefully tuck in tiny succulents, air plants, or even a moss wall. Hang it vertically on a fence or wall, and just watch how people stop and stare. It's art. Living, breathing art. 4. Folding chair flower stand. You know that wooden folding chair sitting sadly in the corner of every thrift shop? Wobbly, missing a seat, not even safe to sit on? Perfect. Because where you see a broken chair, I see a flower throne. Take out the seat. Paint the whole thing in a soft chalk color. White, sage green, vintage blue. Place a large bowl or flower pot where the seat used to be. And just like that, you've got a regal, elevated flower stand that screams personality. Put it near your front door, on your patio, or in the garden with sweet alyssum spilling over. It tells a story. It draws the eye. And it saves a chair from the landfill. 5. Old ladder tier display. Here's the thing about old wooden ladders. They're like the skeleton key of garden decor. They open doors to everything. Lean it against a fence. Slip some wide planks or reclaimed wood across the rungs. Suddenly, you got vertical storage that's perfect for potted herbs, solar lights, citronella candles, or even watering cans. It's functional, it's stylish, and it makes even the tiniest garden space feel like a curated corner of a botanical wonderland. Bonus, wrap it in fairy lights for nighttime magic. 6. Drawer gardens. Did someone say dresser drawers? If you find a busted-up dresser with a few drawers intact, celebrate. Because here's what you do. Pull out the drawers, line them with a trash bag, poke a few drainage holes, fill them with potting mix, and boom! You've got a layered, staggered drawer garden that oozes rustic charm. Stack them at angles, add handles or paint for a pop of color, and plant them with trailing vines, herbs, or colorful annuals. It's part garden, part art installation, and it's 100% unforgettable. 7. Glassware watering globes. You've seen those fancy watering globes in garden stores, right? Pretty little glass bulbs that keep your plants hydrated when you're away? Well, guess what's even prettier, cheaper, and easier to find? Thrift store glassware. All you need is a few thin-neck vases, bud vases, or decorative glass bottles. Fill them with water, flip them upside down, and gently insert the neck into the soil next to your plant's root zone. The water releases slowly over time, keeping your soil perfectly moist without overwatering. No tech, no plastic, no timer needed. It's self-care for your plants. 8. Lazy Susan Herb Spinner. You ever try to water the back of a tightly packed herb garden without knocking something over? Solution: Thrift store Lazy Susan. Just grab a sturdy one, paint or seal for outdoor use, and place your potted herbs around it. Suddenly, you can spin to access each plant. No reaching, no spilling, no crushed rosemary. Perfect for patios, balconies, or kitchen counters near the window. Also kind of fun to spin. Let's be honest. 9. Baking Tray Seedling Organizer. Starting seeds is exciting until you knock over those flimsy paper cups or spill water everywhere. Here's a hack that feels like chef's kiss. Grab a muffin tin or metal baking tray from the thrift store. Fill each cup with seed starting mix and plant your seeds. The individual compartments keep everything organized and tidy. Even better, you can move the whole tray as one unit, which is perfect for windowsills, shelves, or mini greenhouses. It's like a seedling nursery with built-in handles. 10. Silverware Plant Markers. Nothing's more annoying than fading garden labels. Sun-bleached, rain-smeared, totally unreadable. Enter Thrifted Silverware. Look for old forks and spoons. Grab a metal stamping kit if you're feeling crafty, or just use a paint pen or permanent marker. Stick them into the soil beside each plant. Not only are they weatherproof and reusable, but they add a rustic, vintage charm that makes your beds look thoughtfully curated. Plus, you'll never mix up your oregano and your mint again. 11. Wire Basket Wall Organizer. Every gardener has a corner where gloves go missing, trowels get lost, and seed packets are somewhere. Probably. So here's the fix. Wire baskets from the thrift store. Mount them to a fence, shed wall, or side of your house using screws or zip ties. Stack a few vertically, and now you've got instant wall storage for tools, gloves, watering cans, or even small potted plants. It clears clutter and looks like a fancy potting station straight out of Pinterest. Bonus, add chalkboard tags for easy labeling. 12. Mason Jar Tool Caddy. You probably already love mason jars, but this is next level functional. Grab a few jars from the thrift store, they're everywhere. Mount them to a reclaimed wood board using hose clamps, also cheap at hardware stores. Hang it vertically in your shed or garden workspace. Suddenly, you got a place for your scissors, markers, seed packets, garden twine, even your phone. It keeps everything in one place, right where you need it. Practical, charming, rustic chic, and totally DIY. 13. Mirror Magic. You walk into a thrift store and spot a mirror leaning behind old picture frames. It's scratched, maybe a little weathered, and that's perfect. Because here's what happens when you place a mirror in the garden. You double the space visually. You reflect light, greenery, sky. You turn a flat wall into a secret window illusion that draws the eye and makes everything feel enchanted. Use it in shady corners to bounce light. Place it behind potted plants to amplify the jungle. Just be sure to weather seal the frame and avoid direct sunlight angles that could reflect heat too strongly. Pro tip: arch-shaped mirrors feel especially magical. 14. Chandelier Bird Feeder. Ever see an old chandelier and think, what would I ever do with that? Well, now you know. Remove the wiring, get a coat of weatherproof paint, and attach shallow dishes or candle plates to the arms. Hang it from a sturdy tree branch, and fill each dish with birdseed, moss, or even succulents. And just like that, you got a floating bird buffet that looks like garden jewelry. The birds come, you sip your tea. The whole thing sways gently in the breeze. And suddenly, it's not just a garden anymore. It's a fairy tale. 15. The Broken Chair Fairy Garden. And finally, the showstopper. You find a broken wooden chair. No seat. Legs a little uneven. People walk past it thinking it belongs on the curb. But you see a throne for the tiniest creatures. Nestle a planter or bowl into the empty seat space. Fill it with moss, small ferns, and miniature fairy garden accents. Tiny houses, pebble paths, a little arch bridge. Place it under a tree or in a quiet corner of your garden. Add solar fairy lights if you like. And watch as it becomes the most talked about piece in your entire outdoor space. It's not just decoration. It's storytelling. It's whimsy. It's you. And there you have it. 15 thrift store garden hacks. Every single one more than just cute. Every one of them solving a need, adding beauty, saving you money, and bringing your outdoor space to life in ways you never imagined. Let's recap what you've done. You created vertical gardens out of picture frames. You turned silverware into weatherproof plant markers. You made watering easier, storage smarter, and vibes immaculate. You looked at junk and saw joy. And you didn't need a huge budget. You didn't need a landscape designer. You didn't need perfection. You just needed a few thrift store finds and your own creativity. That's what this channel is all about, empowering you to take what you have, find what's forgotten, and turn it into something spectacular. Because your garden is not just soil and flowers. It's a mirror of you, resourceful, creative, and endlessly blooming. So tell me in the comments, what's the wildest thing you've ever turned into garden gold? I want to hear your stories, your wins, your weirdest transformations. Drop it below. And hey, if this video sparked even one idea you're excited to try, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe for more DIY garden magic, and tap that bell so you never miss another episode. Because you've got the vision, you got the thrift finds, and now you've got the blueprint. Let's keep creating beauty one secondhand treasure at a time.